The journey to financial freedom comprises 5 stages. All businesses and entrepreneurs are at some level on this journey, from the person who is at the idea or concept stage to the owner who has successfully sold their business and is financially independent, or who relies on dividends from the business to meet their income needs. This journey is seldom linear or in chronological order. Sometimes unexpected events may mean having to take a step or two backwards. The first part of this journey is the start your engine stage. This is about focusing on what your product or service is and figuring out whether enough people will pay enough money to make it viable. Managing your limited resource of money and your time if you're still working as an employee is very important. This is also when you should work out the things you don't know but need to learn. At the end of this stage, if you strongly believe the product or service will succeed commercially, you need to decide whether you will do it yourself or sell the concept to someone else who can turn it into a business. The second stage of the journey is foundations. This is when you build and organise your infrastructure, such as IT platforms, premises if required, equipment and so on. You also need to develop processes and systems to operate the business efficiently. There should be 1 or 2 staff to help you with this. Towards the end of this stage, you need to decide whether you want to create a scalable business that may be saleable in the future or operate in practice mode. In other words, you generate most of the revenue and the business is reliant on you for just about everything important. The third stage is leverage. Leverage is achieved through people and capital. Taking on extra staff, increasing your inventory, work in progress and accounts receivable all require capital, so having enough cash is critical. Managing staff is the biggest stumbling block for most business owners at this stage. Even famous names like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk failed here and were forced to leave their businesses as a result. But they came back later when effective people systems were in place. The question you need to answer at the end of this stage is, will I start to pull back and delegate to a management team? If you answer yes, and you can make this adjustment, you will move on to the 4th stage. The 4th stage is personal freedom. This is when you start getting some personal freedom back, for example, weekends, school holidays with the children, and make investments in growth assets away from the business, such as in property or shares that produce a passive income. The principle behind building a passive income is that you can move away from being a business owner with a salary to an owner who enjoys income from non-business investments. In other words, moving from earned income to unearned income. The final stage is financial freedom. This is about going from being a hands-on business operator to becoming an investor by appointing a full-time CEO or general manager to run the business. Subject to tax reasons, you will only take dividends or distributions from the profits. The alternative is to sell the business, invest the proceeds wisely and walk away. The ability to manage people, time and money at all stages of the startup to grown-up journey is what gets the results that make it all worthwhile. I'm Brian Warren, a business owner and mentor, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Remember that most journeys into unfamiliar territory are easier with a guide, and the journey to financial freedom through business ownership is no different.